Okay, good morning, everybody. Been working on this one for a little while, ever since the first week I was on Modern Super League, and Reed Duke showed up with this awesome Bant Taking Turns deck. There's a lot of moving pieces here, but mostly you're relying on the One Ring and Up the Beanstalk to draw your entire deck, more or less, and while you're drawing your deck, taking a bunch of turns, you're going to eventually set up to use Mistveil Plains to put time warps from the bottom of your library back into your deck so you can take more and more turns. Really cool that Mistveil Plains is also just like a fetchable land. I thought the Mistveil Plains deck was really sick and just was like a relatively low opportunity cost include for an archetype like this. It gives you access to like a lot more late game inevitability, which is kind of exactly what you want, I think, when you play a taking turns variant. Reed's list was really good, and usually I don't like to play decks on stream unless I feel like I can give them an update. I like to, put my own spin on things. I like to share my ideas, and that's kind of like the whole point of the stream, I guess. And I think the combination of thinking about this deck for a while and playing a lot with Beanstalk yesterday kind of got me here. So one big thing is when I was playing this deck, when I was playing against this deck, it was, I think, very clear that Up the Beanstalk was better than the One Ring. This has kind of been like a recurring theme. The ring damage, very big drawback in the Taking Turns deck. You do get to draw a lot of cards off of it, but you have to get rid of the ring. And a lot of times your life total is too low to really effectively do that. And a lot of times how mana intensive it is to remove the ring means you can't really remove it and take another turn a lot of the time. I also feel like Temporal Trespass is... I think the first copy of Temporal Trespass is better than the first copy of Temporal Mastery. This deck draws a lot at sorcery speed. Just kind of a small thing to note. But also, looking at this deck is very close to just playing 4 Shardless Agents to cascade it up the Beanstalk. If you cut the 3 Explorers and the 4 Preordain, in my opinion, definitely not mandatory. When you cast Shardless Agent, you will always hit it up the Beanstalk. I briefly considered playing Explore and up the Beanstalk and being okay if I hit Explore off Shardless Agent, but I think that I just decided to play Fire Ice over Explore, which is kind of a better card anyways, you know what I mean? What's really cool, beyond just getting access to 8 Up the Beanstalks, is that this is having random 2/2s in your Taking Turns deck is actually really relevant. It's actually you don't have to play a dumb Murktide Regent if you just have a lot of free incidental 2/2s. I also think Reed's deck definitely should have had Nissa. I think Nissa's really good. The mana acceleration is really powerful. Digging for your Solitude is really powerful, and I think also you want to be playing 1 copy of Endurance. It shuffles those Time Warps back in potentially. I think that's especially true if you have Nissa, for what it's worth, but I think the first copy of Endurance is maybe better than the first copy of Murktide anyways, not 100% sure. A little bit of tension with the Temporal Trespasses, but also a little bit of synergy between Time Warp and Temporal Trespass, where you can Time Warp a couple times, Temporal Trespass, then exile your non-Time Warps, I think Endurance the rest back in. I also say this, we've been playing a lot of Beanstalks lately, and it's every single opening hand that has a Beanstalk in it is much better than any hand without. And so the fact that we have 8 of them is a really big deal. I think that's a really big deal. I also think that this deck has been... I went into main deck Force of Negations, and then I'm just we have 8 Beanstalks, and we have a ton of blue cards. Our blue card count is... Our blue card count is 22. And it's when you have a ton of blue cards, and... you're playing 8 Beanstalks. Commandeer is more powerful than Force of Negation. It does Force of Negation's thing, for the most part, a lot better. You also might be able to steal a bean. Steal a bean with Commandeer. I have the third in the sideboard. I decided not to play 4 total. We may change your mind today. I was very close. Yeah, main deck Commandeer. I've been wanting to do this for a little while. Low white count? Yeah, low white count, but this is... 12 white cards was enough for Reed. It's good enough for me. The deck cantrips a lot. You see a lot of cards. And so I think that the lower white card count is more okay because that's good in the deck, if that makes sense. I tried a similar version with Murktide and cantrip. Sounds like it wasn't similar! Sounds like it wasn't similar. Or maybe it was Reed's deck, you know what I mean? This deck is wild. I don't know. Isn't Force of Vigor in the sideboard Shardless Agent better than? We have Force of Vigor in the sideboard. Isn't Force of Vigor in the sideboard? Shardless Agent is better than. What are we talking about? What does that mean? Good morning to you too, chat. It was similar. Yeah, I'm just teasing. I'm sure it was really similar. Although 12 card difference is honestly huge, but it's okay. 12 card difference is pretty big. That's like a third of the spells of a deck. But it's okay. Just teasing you. Feels bad to be on the other end of it, huh, Rhinos? No, I didn't mean it. It's a good draw. Guess I'm gonna ice them again. And then if they violent outburst, we'll kind of cross that bridge when we come to it, I guess. Hopefully we draw a blue card. Okay, that would have made things a little easier. Oh, they're playing a Murktide? That's good news. So I'm probably going to go for Agent for Bean, evoke Solitude. This is going to be the plan. Could also just cast Teferi. We just really need the Beanstalk in play. Beanstalk also makes Commandeer better if they don't force this. Kind of would not be surprised if they forced it though. Imagine not Commandeer. Commandeer is only non-creature spells. If Commandeer was any spell, you would have seen me cast this card already. Totally okay if they just put this bad boy back on top. Yeah, it's fine. Take 8. Is Iteration of Beanstalk more powerful? Beanstalk's a lot better. Which is like kind of crazy to say, but it is a lot better. It's notably and considerably better. Okay, we're taking 12. Oh, so this is only 6/6. We're taking 10. I'm gonna take 10. Cannot even chump block. They only have 2 cards in their hand for what it's worth. Okay, I'm drawing Solitude for turn. Okay, make a green. I think I just get my Mistveil Plains. Okay, good to have Commandeer up. And I'm probably chumping with the Nissa just to a little less damage here. Let's see what happens. Is there any chance Resurgent Belief Cascade deck could be good? Well, the thing about Resurgent Belief is that card only suspends for 2 mana. It's like it's 2 mana suspend 2 instead of like 3 mana. 1 mana suspend 4. I guess 1 mana is less, but like it only suspends to spend 2 for 2 mana. Like it's just very easy to suspend it, then like cast a looting effect, then resolve the spell. Let's go. Good start. Good start. So we're bringing 3rd Commandeer. Oh, we're also a Gemstone Caverns deck. It's kind of a weird formula for Gemstone Caverns. I'm gonna bring it in. It's really nice to go Gemstone Caverns with Lrien Revealed. Could have Misty because it doesn't get white mana. I'm gonna cut my Endurance, I think. The Fire Ices are okay. They're kind of mediocre. I almost want the first Force of Negation for Blood Moon. I can maybe play around Blood Moon or Force of Vigor for Blood Moon. I want some number of Force of Negations. I think I'd maybe just end Force of Negation over Fire Ice. Fire Ice is not that bad. So I may bring them back in on the play. I'm not sure what I'll be cutting though. I don't really understand the gemstones in the deck. So the idea behind the gemstones is you just make so much card advantage, and you're really consistent at putting a Beanstalk into play for that card advantage that you want that mana acceleration on the draw. Hopefully we can have a good Gemstone games here. Not sure what I'm putting back. Probably exiling the Temporal Trespass. Yeah, imagine a turn 1 bean though. Or turn 2 agent into bean. But it's on a mold of 5. Bathrobe with the 18 monthly. Thank you. Welcome back. We did it! Spike, I don't understand. Help me to understand the Gemstone Caverns. Well, it's chatter. Why don't I just take one draw step and I'll show you what I was thinking. It seems like the redeck duplicate. Yeah, I mean, certainly very, like, it is redecks, but like my take on the archetype entirely. Do need to draw another land, but we should have some amount of time. But was there ever any doubt? Kind of like playing Nissa here weirdly. Like if I play Nissa, I have a blue card still for Force. I'm not playing it to dispute. I still can cast Leyline Binding. That'll do. Okay, deal. Yeah, Beanstalk is crazy. It's like whenever we've been playing a Bean deck, it's like any hand that doesn't have Beanstalk, I'm like, this hand is just not as powerful as any hand with a Beanstalk. So let's just play 8 of them. I'm okay if they Violent Outburst here, so I should be fine to attack. Okay. So yeah. Sure, yeah. Only hit off Agent is Beanstalk. I thought about playing a more like I have kind of a different draft that's also playing Bloodbraid Elf that can hit either Territorial Kavu or Beanstalk. It's more of like a Zoo style shell, I guess. That just definitely has more counter magic. I feel like I'm wanting them to make the first move. So let's start off with a Commandeer, I think. What up? Is this gonna have a good matchup against Scam? The answer to like any, probably not. Brews in general don't have a good job against Scam. This deck will be fine against it. You know, it's not particularly bad against it. But even your decks that have good matchups against Scam will lose to it you know, enough of the time. Any merit in Drannith Magistrate on the board? Maybe. I don't know. It's early. I don't usually like to try to mess with any we're up against the rack, dude. I don't like to mess with the deck's formula too early. I am, you know, mostly at the moment figuring it out with you guys. So sideboards in general, especially like lately, it feels with Modern being in kind of a weird spot. They just take a long time to hammer out, and I don't usually, like, when I'm like on my first league on stream, I've played like 5 matches off stream. I don't have a lot of like strong opinions on how to change the sideboard, but I do usually acknowledge that yeah, the sideboard will likely want to change. If that makes sense. Ooh. This has got to be like one of the most demoralizing plays you could make against a Scam player. Or sorry, a rack player. It's like 3 mana win the game. Although Rhinos also win the game, I don't know. And a Grief Concede, maybe? I think we may see a Grief Concede. I've played against this player before. They're playing Urza Saga. Their build's pretty cool. I'm gonna untap before I do anything else. Threw that slightly out of order, huh? Got quite the hand right now. Friday Night Magic, 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Prime is off cooldown. Let's go. Pushes my agent and then edicts my Nissa. Deal. Oh, I guess I didn't need to fetch. It's kind of okay. Opponent gonna see more. Oh, not gonna play it out. not gonna play it out. They know I've got 2 board in the hand. 8 rack is never ever beating that in a million years. It's kind of weird. So almost always I'll board in Gemstone Caverns on the draw. Is 8 rack like the one matchup where you really just like don't want to be pitching a card? I think I'll just keep it to 1 Gemstone Caverns. Kind of weird dynamic. Arm with 18 months. Thank you. Welcome back. 8-rack player just waiting through your coma. I mean, this opponent I think beat me for a trophy not that long ago. Their build is kind of interesting, and I think they're like an 8-rack main. Force of Vigor is usually a card I like against 8-rack. So I probably want to be down on Solitudes a little bit. Oh, they're also playing Grieve. Maybe that's not even the case. They do play Urza Saga. Maybe I'll be like -4 Fire Eyes. -2 yeah, I probably just don't want the Commandeers. I'll play like 3 Force of Vigor, 3 Fire Ice. Let's try this. Yeah, Commandeer is probably the weak link there. But imagine if I Commandeer a Liliana the Veil. They're playing a cool skinny version with Doth the Saga Greenskin package. Just Triome was 6 racks. Yeah, I think they just have like 4 racks and they're just like Urza Saga tutor targets, which is something we used to do back when Luris was legal. We had a kind of interesting build. Rod with the 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back. How does this combo work? Do you mean my combo? My combo's kind of easy. I just draw my entire deck and then I get to a spot where I can Mistveil Plains. My Time Warps potentially, but mostly I'm just taking a bunch of turns and attacking for damage incrementally with Shardless Agents and Nissas and Solitudes in my Endurance. Rap with the 38, thank you, welcome back. Yeah, this deck is pretty sick. Took a long time to work on last night. I was in the kitchen for like an hour and a half, and then I took like a nap for like an hour, and then I did like another hour and a half just to get the first draft together. Yeah, you can Teferi bounce your agents, pretty sweet. Okay, opponent is thinking on their play draw decision, which is actually relevant in the rack to play or draw first, because if you're on the draw, you have 1 less card you need to be discarded. In the brewer's kitchen, yeah, not the literal kitchen. Aren't you gonna deck yourself with too many beans? Maybe. It hasn't happened yet. If it does happen, you know, there are worse ways to go. But you have Mistveil Plains, so you can Teferi to bounce your. You can start Teferi bouncing your beans. In some situations, if you're really worried about decking yourself, if you're really worried about wrecking yourself. I'm unstoppable! I have the beans. Maybe they have a Bowmaster. Uh-oh, they have a Bowmaster. I am stoppable, actually, as it turns out. Why did my chat post? Are you asking about bans? Because that might be why. Okay, a lot of options here. Start off with this. Okay, if they needle Teferi, I'd probably just force both these. Legend rule their Urborgs. Plays Iraq. Which I think I'm just ignoring. Okay. A lot of good draws here. That's definitely one of them. I guess I don't really need to main phase this. Since I have Teferi, I'll just do it, whatever. Cycling draw 3 gets Arek. I'm really prioritizing getting domain and stuff, but yeah, maybe it's a draw 4. Maybe it was wrong too. Could be greedy not to also. Maybe we could have shocked to just like cast the Solitude. They pack it in though. Although it might be like the one you have to earn the invite for. Turn 1 beans again. Wow, let's go. Okay, I'm probably gonna pitch the agent since probably want Teferi more than we want third beans. I also pitch the Ketria Triome. No, but then I do have a Steam Bits in the deck. It's pretty greedy. Yeah, it's a little too greedy, I guess. Oh. I think it's a qualifier. Yeah, we'll definitely play it if it is. Never.dm, 11 months. Thank you, and welcome back. No, don't scam my beans, please. Ah, thank you. So let's get Plains here. Or I could maybe have gotten Forest. So I could cast another beans. I think being able to binding a blood turn 2 moon is probably a little bit more relevant. What's the rationale for Nissa? It gets Solitude, and it's a 3-drop dodge Shardless. That's it. It's good. It seems underwhelming. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know why people think Nissa is underwhelming. The card is amazing. It's absolutely a modern staple, and every part of it is good in this deck. Yeah, I really just don't get why people are low on Nissa in general, but people are. I think I want a Teferi this turn. They can't scam when there's a Teferi in play, which is kind of nice. The Forest. The card is nuts. It is just like so good every time you draw it is why I'm playing it. It ramps and draws you a card every single turn. like what like literally what is not to like, you know? So maybe just plus. Have we tried Beans and Cascade Alara? Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty good. Any reasons to be on Stone Basics? Yeah, I think it's like just correct to bluff that you have Ice Fang in your deck when you're playing Bant. Like, don't think about it. Okay, so these two at Teferi, Ragavan at me. They hit their own Teferi. Which is not as good against me as it is against other, like, blue-white decks. I don't have any counterspells besides the Commandeers. I did see the alchemy changes to Ring and Bowmaster. As someone who, like, you know, worked on the set, I thought it was pretty interesting, but I didn't really have like a lot of thoughts on it. Like I think that it changes as is, like the One Ring mana to activate would be like, it would be significantly worse. It would be, you know, really just not the close to the modern staple it is now. Okay, hopefully they don't have an Undying effect. 3 cards in their hand. Okay, awesome. we play Outburst instead of Agent and fit Furion? Yeah, it's like Violent Outburst is not good in this deck, but Agent is. Sorry, I didn't mean to freak out so much. I always try to play it up a little bit, right, to react. The 2/2 is really, really relevant. The 2/2 is really, really relevant. That like it's like in a big way your win condition. The fact that you have all these installed 2/2s is great. Also, like we're very far away from enough red cards for Fury in the first place. Like it's not as simple as just playing Violent Outburst and then you could also play Fury. I guess we have the Fire Ices, but like in my opinion, like very simply put, Shardless Agent is a good card in this deck. Shardless Agent is a good card in this deck, and Violent Outburst is not a good card in this deck. I think I just need to start the Binding draw train, especially before they can like draw another Bowmaster. Great Ogre from Strong. Well, it's like, you know what, but yeah, like, people always be like, oh, let's play Pognify, let's play Beast Within, let's play Swan Song. Who cares about the 2/2 creature? Modern is a format where resources can trade super efficiently for 1 and 0 mana constantly. Resources are always trading for 1 and 0 mana constantly. So having like an extra resource for like little to no opportunity cost makes the card much, much stronger. Like when your card comes with like a free creature, it's just significantly better. It's hard to even articulate. I was joking. I'm sorry. It's okay. Whenever I get heated like this, or not heated, I'm mostly like playing it up so people pay attention. I'm like a middle school teacher. Being able to Teferi bounce the Binding next turn would have been nice. Oh, well, I'll just draw another Binding. But you know what I mean? I'm playing it up a little bit on purpose. I guess you could have Bindinged our Teferi and bounced the Binding. But that would have been over. We couldn't do both in the same turn. See what we draw. So I wouldn't have Commandeer up if I target the Teferi. So I think I target the could still target the Teferi, I guess. I target the Fable. Another Teferi of ours is still a really good draw, you know. Looking for a Time Warp, huh? Yeah, I got Passion. But like the incidental creatures matter. They matter so much. And also like again, when you're comparing this deck to Reed's deck, and I think comparing it to Reed's deck is important to do. Okay, I do have my basic island in my hand. But I don't have enough blue to cast a Time Warp if I draw one. Oh man. So we're looking for a Binding, Teferi, or another island. Or to looking to Commandeer. I'm looking to basically steal anything from a Commandeer. Probably sliding it out in this matchup. But the main targets for Commandeer: Teferi, One Ring, Wrenn and 6, Up the Beanstalk card, the Great Creator, Crashing Footfalls, non-creature spells. It's like a Force of Negation that steals the thing instead of counts the thing, can cast it on your turn, and also triggers Beanstalk. Okay, we have to draw something right now. We actually don't have that many things we can draw. I guess this is technically something that keeps me alive. Can't even resolve a Cascade. Oh no, it's not because there's a Teferi. I guess I'll play it out because they may not be super used to playing with Teferi. That Blood Moon came down like right on time, huh? Right on time. Juliet with the 11 months, welcome back. Dead. Alright, let's take a painful peek at the top of our library. Oh yeah, we did reveal the whole deck. Maybe that was a problem. Okay, so Commandeers are coming out in this matchup. That's as far as I figured out, to be honest. I think that you can make a good argument for Endurances. You can make a good argument for Force of Negation for Blood Moon. You can make a good argument of just being able to like fetch a second island and like play through Blood Moon relatively easily. You also have Binding for it. Yeah, so I think I'll just go up to Endurance. Why not Time Warp? I could. Oh no! I forgot to cast Time Warp. There's a blood moon input. There's probably a turn where we could have gotten another island, for what it's worth. I did not see the line of Time Warp, draw 4. Mana curve always looks like a little wonky when you lay it out like this, but it's kind of it's like a lot of modern decks. The actual mana curve and the real mana curve are a little different. This is a little worse with the endurance is in, but you know even still you're gonna evoke these some amount of the time against Scam. Spies at the 17, welcome back. Thank you. I think we keep. It's kind of an interesting hand. I like that the Temporal Trespass is like maybe going to be online pretty fast. Force of Vigor for Blood Moon Fable. I just don't think it's worth it. It's kind of kind of narrow. I was really expecting you to use Leyline Binding on Teferi. Why the Fable instead? I mean, my deck doesn't have like any counter spells. Like I said, it is the Commandeer, but my life total was 8. I want to get the creatures off the field. I don't know how complicated it is. So it's pretty correct to me. When calculating curve, I can never decide whether to consider binding a 1 or 2 drop. Yeah, it's a little weird. I usually consider whichever is better for me. Or makes the deck look better. I think I'd take the Breeding Pool here. It's kind of close. If I draw Beanstalk, it's a lot better. Kind of rude of them to Thoughtseize a land. Alright, looking to draw a land, looking to draw a white card off the Beanstalk. Out of order. You drew your deck in the wrong order against Scam? What a misplay. No, it's every deck. Getting Blood Mooned? No. Yeah, not gonna Solitude here. We're a 26 land deck, although 3 of them are Lrien Revealed. Oh no, Ragavan, why would you take Windswept Heath from me? You know I needed that Windswept Heath. No! No. Okay, it's my fault for putting Mistveil Plains in the deck, I suppose. I have to take 8 again. I'm just like not winning this game if I evoke Solitude this turn. Yeah, -1 point for Mistveil Plains. With Scam so prevalent, why not run 4 land on the side? Because that is not a winning plan. It's just so annoying that people who are like, I run 4 Leyline of the Void in my sideboard and I've never lost a Scam. Shut up, you have. It's like you literally just lose to this exact draw when you mulligan to Leyline. And the thing about Leyline is you have to keep a good 7-card Leyline hand. And it's like, with a plan. It's just not that simple. So it's just not a winning formula. It's something like we tested like pretty extensively at the PT testing house too. It's just like, who are these Scam players you're playing against? I don't know. I think we Solitude now. Could draw a different land to play. Like I don't know. It's just like this is a deck that like can't loot away Leyline. It can't loot away Leyline. It can't cast Leyline. You wanna have 4 Leyline in the sideboard? It just doesn't make any sense, y'all. Please, somebody make it make sense. Leyline of Sanctity. Leyline of Sanctity is also like has the same problem of like losing to like the creature aggro draws. It's just. There's just like no one card you can play to beat the deck. Like if you like Leyline is good against 8 cards in their deck. You know what I mean? It's good against their Grief. It's good against the Thoughtseize. We could develop a different cyber plan, but I'm just so sick of the Scam deck. Oh, we're gonna pick a Scab. Okay, Commandeer will probably be good against Scab. Oh, he's playing the Cauldron deck. Perfectly calculated. I tell him to play, I tell him to play the Cauldron deck yesterday, so I can queue into it today. Isn't Scam my fault? I don't know why people credit me for Scam as an archetype. I have put, like, very little archetype, very little, work into it. And I was not, I played a lot of the red-black Luris rock deck when that was a thing. I didn't play much of Scam. Wasn't it Dingo who pioneered it? I mean, no, it was, like, the first time I ever saw it was in the hands of Pascal Maynard. But I think even he said that it wasn't like a original, innovation of his either. I don't know if there is anybody we can give credit for it. Yeah, Dingo did a lot of the job tuning the list, but, like, the archetype had been, you know, around for a long time before Dingo started to work on it. The Dogfish is the first known Scam trophy, just so you know. That doesn't sound like you saying that you're taking credit for building the deck for what it's worth. Not that you have to. So I'm gonna ice the Saga. Two drums. Yeah, they're playing this. They're playing Gab yesterday. Tuned in, did his like million-year resub, and then asked what deck he should work on for the mocks. And I recommended Mono Blue Cauldron for him to try out. Thought he may have some good ideas on the archetype, and then that's what he's doing today. and so he's playing the Cauldron deck we've been working on. Prowess got extremely low win rate. You think it's in a bad spot, more like piloting issues? I think it's in a bad spot. Yeah, I think it is particularly bad against the Beanstalk decks. In a way, like you kind of used to be able to get underneath the Beanstalk decks a bit easier than you can now, I think. Discards a Member. It's a good draw. Oh, fucking Dark Confidant. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of tough for the whole Scam stuff because like. I feel like it's been like a known quantity since they even like spoiled. When they spoiled Grief, they said, yeah, we know it's good with Ephemerate and Undying stuff. Like this was just something they like said in the announcement or whatever. So I don't know. It seems like. It seems like I don't know that it's possible to really give anybody credit for it. Yeah, let's wait on the Nissa. Timmy Jarman with the 5 months. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well today. I'll take that. Thank you very much. So I can copy Rona. I'm gonna take 4. Man, I just can't get enough of Soul Cauldron, you know what I mean? I just can't get enough. Solitude, can't cast it though. Unless we loot into a white spell. No looted instep. Was my Shardless Agent summoning sick?
Go in there. Call Athena, please.
Athena, come here.
Go to him.
Athena, come here. Athena, come here.
Go.
She doesn't want. She doesn't want to. Okay, Gab just scoops. I thought it was summoning sick, but I guess it just wasn't. I'm gonna bring in 4 Force of Vigor after telling Gab to play the Cauldron deck. Although you can play through Force of Vigor pretty easy, it's not like that big of a problem, I think. Let's cut the Endurance. Let's cut a land for the Glittering Caves. Let's go with the Misty. Could play the Disputes. Disputes are pretty good, probably. Fires on the Draw seems kind of medium. Down to trim 1, and down to trim a Time Warp. Maybe Temporal Trespass over Time Warp. Trim a Teferi. I did see that Bowmasters got nerfed on Arena. Don't really have strong thoughts on the topic at the moment. Like the rebalances may be good for Arena. I don't really know like what the hell's going on Arena. Like to me, when I was watching some of the Arena Open last weekend, I'm looking at like, wait, the modern Yawgmoth deck is just legal, and you just get to play against all Pioneer decks. That was like. That was my experience, was that it looked like the modern Yawgmoth deck is just legal. What's up?
I'm going to be on an important call, so...
Okay, okay. And all you have to do is play against Pioneer decks. And... So, I don't know. No fetches? Who cares, dude? You're just a 2-color deck. It's not that big a deal. Yawgmoth, doesn't play that many fetches. Like, you don't even have Blood Moon to worry about when it comes to fetch lands. No Grist, no Cord. Yeah, I don't know. You're not the. Yeah, you're missing a couple cards. You are missing a couple cards. But it's mostly the the whole deck. Cord is legal. You have Cord. What the fuck? Yeah, you do have Hapatra. Does Gab have Force? Gab just complaining. I feel like that might be what's happening. Hard to say. After he leagues yesterday, would I still add Watery Grave to Calibrated Beans? I don't know that I don't think I would. I kind of want it, but I don't know what I would cut for it. I wouldn't cut any of the lands for it at the moment, so I don't think I would. Cash in years of goodwill. Hope it was worth it. Easily. Probably doesn't ping with the blister, right? Yeah. It does ping with blister. I'll also scan this league. Wild, right? I'm sorry, Gab. I don't want to do this anymore than... I don't want this to happen. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. This is not really a deck that cares much about attacking. One of Visions. The problem with Visions is it draws less cards than Beanstalk and is bad to draw. Like, Ancestral Visions draws 3 is less than a Bean will draw over the course of a game on average, and is worse to have in a hand. If you and sometimes when you put cards in your deck, they will enter your hands. Would you ever use Rhinos as a sideboard strategy against decks you need to be faster? Yeah, that could be like a cute transformative sideboard plan. We could have like 4 Violent Outbursts, 4 Crashing Footfalls on the side, and like side out the beans and the turn effects. But like, what matchups? Like, you have to like, is that maybe like the scam matchup plan? Oh no, it sounds okay. I don't like that it sounds okay though. Sounds kind of cute. Mirror match. The beans are way better than the mirror, I think. Could be good against Bowmaster. Yeah, we have a bunch of Fire Ices to try to help me with Bowmasters, but I do agree. Do you ever want to be playing a worse Rhinos deck? Yeah. Against Scam, against like specifically Scam, the answer is maybe. But yeah, that is the question you have to ask yourself if you were to do something like that. Subtlety, Pitch Flame of Normal. Put this on top against Rhinos. Seems okay against Tron. I don't know, maybe. I'd rather have like 4th Commandeer against Tron. Burn also seems tough. Yeah, probably. No. Beanstalk is really good against Scales. You don't want to get Scales. We'll think about it some more though. Okay, so we're drawing Teferi. Let's see. There's some Rhinoliths running beans on the side. Reverse seems fine as well. Yeah. I'm open to the idea. It does sound like specifically something we could do for Scam. It's a lot of sideboard cards though. It's a lot of sideboard cards and also like when Bean is also really good against Scam, so I feel like it probably doesn't make that much sense. But it makes a little sense. Definitely hoping they don't have a second Cascade card this game. Or like this turn specifically, but they didn't attack with Mutavault, so they have something. I'm hoping that I can go. Let's see. I'll have. I guess this will cost 4 after the Flooded Strand and the ice goes to the yard. So yeah, we're still a little ways away from playing 3 mana for this, but it's okay if it costs a little bit more than that, of course. Yeah, it does seem like they have subtlety up. So if I fed Shock down to 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? I guess let's not do that. What if there's a Shaman's deck with Cauldron? Fulminator Mage is Elemental Shaman, and so is Demon Lord. Harbinger's also Shaman. I've looked at it a little bit. I don't think that there's any, not quite dead. Can't really beat anything else, though. Yeah, I've looked at it a little bit. I don't think there's like too many good activated abilities besides Fulminator Mage. But it is good that you can kind of turn everything into a Fulminator really quickly. I also have a soft spot for Shamans. We did beat Rhinos pretty handily this morning, so maybe this is just, you know, them getting to have their revenge. Did the Violent Outburst, did the Fire Ice. 3 cards in their hand. Best case scenario, they just attack for 10, and then they cast Shardless Agent. So big question here. I think I have to get Breeding Pool. Yeah, I have to get Breeding Pool. Hoping to not draw fetch lands. Could be good to Solitude now. It's because they don't have a counterspell in their hand. We should have kind of free reign here. I think I will Solitude now. I think prioritizing finding an extra mana here is huge, and if we find a non-fetch land, which we did, that would be a really big game. Although it's not a land that taps for a colored mana, so like we really wanted a like island or tap land so we could go Beanstalk into Temporal Trespass. Seems like we'll just have to Temporal Trespass if we don't draw one of those right now, which seems less than likely. I also got super punished by drawing Nissa, I guess. What can I do? Well, I guess I didn't get that punished. Well, could I have gotten Nissa? I could have gotten Nissa. Yeah, I could have gotten Nissa into Temporal Trespass. Just have to Trespass, I guess. I can't go beat into Trespass. That's what I'm saying. I don't have the mana. If I could go beat into Trespass, I would be probably just chilling, you know. Could you not wait to cast Second Beam before casting Assault? Yeah, I wanted the land drop. I'm pretty sure I don't know. It's classic Spike Stream explain on the lines. I have to answer everything you just said again. They're gonna be a little too bottlenecked here. I think my hope is to find a Solitude off this Beanstalk and then start chaining Solitudes together, which is not very likely. But I think with the cards available to me, this is the most likely way for me to win. Maybe Teferi bounce is better, but the Agent being a 2/2 also like answers the creature. Wait, game 2. I don't think this matchup is that bad though. For what it's worth, we're like 1 life away from, I don't know, like one green or blue mana away from like maybe getting out of that. So close. I'm trying to remember how I sideboarded last time. Is Mistveil Plains coming out of this match? I think the card is pretty important. I could be I could be wrong. Worth it to play Wraths? I don't think so. I don't know. I think there's some brand of blue-white control players who just like are, you know, itching to play for Supreme Verdict in every deck they ever play, but it's time to remove the crutch. Yeah, so I think I won game 1 and I sided out my Fire Ices. I sided out my Fire Ices when I was on the draw. I think I'm still cutting them. They're okay, but they seem fine to cut. The problem with running rhinos is I draw them naturally. Yeah, the problem with running rhinos is drawing them naturally, and then they're also like worse to, they're worse to cascade into. They're just like always worse, I think, or usually worse. Cyber Lavinia. I mean, this matchup seemed phenomenal the first time we played it. I agree. You can play some 2 mana. There's some 2 mana stuff. It's very easy to shout sideboard cards at me without knowing exactly what I'm supposed to cut, but I'd rather start with like the good sideboard cards and see like which one of them or how much of these is overkill, and then move on from there. Yeah, we have 1 endurance in the main. So interesting that they would play Beseiju turn 1 but not Suspended Footfalls. They probably have Lrien Revealed in their hand. See if we get to resolve a Beanstalk. What cards you looking to Commandeer specifically? Tron pieces. Well, Beanstalk, Red and 6 Teferi, the One Ring. Okay, the Force of Negation. I mean, just have another one next turn. Beanstalk. Non-creature spells in general. Crashing and Footfalls is good. Force of Negation can be good to target. It's just mostly a better Force of Negation in this deck. There are some spots where it's worse. Of course, you have to pitch an extra card. Is worse against Living End sometimes. So interesting, they shocked in Steam Vents, and it seemed like they had a Crashing Footfalls for a second. But then they just passed. That was kind of odd. Alright, if you have Force My Bean into Dispute by Teferi into Rhinos, good beats. I guess we get to keep playing. Good draw. Yeah, the white Commandeer cycle destroys all creatures. We don't have enough white cards for it. We could have enough white cards for it though. It's a little awkward to destroy your Shardless Agents. Not that big of a problem, probably. Interesting pickup. Too bad we can't Lrien Revealed for a fetch land. Doomskar is 5 mana, Foretell, make it 3. I don't know, I'm not that interested in playing sweepers necessarily, but Doomskar is a good suggestion. Like, I don't know, this game was pretty tough. It's kind of like Rhinos, nut draw. Force your thing, dispute your thing. Footfalls is what it is. Kind of crushed them earlier too. Wow, now please cast Violent Outburst. If they Violent Outburst, we just win. But I guess, like, maybe they would have done it in response. I guess it's kind of hard for them to play around Commandeer. Because I suppose they could have something too. So this, I have 5 cards to delve. This costs 6 at the moment. I don't have another white card in my hand at the moment either. I guess I just go Island, Temporal Trespass. 6 mana Time Warp. That is the fair rate. Do they not have anything? They have 4 cards. How can they have nothing? Or were they playing around Commandeer last turn? I don't know. Who can say? Okay, so I can go Nissa, lands, Agent with a white up, but my binding costs 2. So I think I just go lead on Agent. Yeah, it could be Subtlety. Kind of banking on drawing a white card in like the next 3, I guess. Could also evoke, and then... Oh, I guess I can't play this anymore. Hardcast Solitude, find an untapped source. It seems so tough to ever want to hardcast Solitude here. So here you say you don't want a board wipe, and then beg them to cast Final Burst, you can use Commandeer as a board wipe. I mean, I don't want a board wipe in the deck. Obviously there are situations where you want a board wipe, right? It's kind of different. Alright, yeah, let's just find white card. Or plan to try to find a white card. Don't have that many white cards in the deck though. So now we lose unless they play something into the Commandeer. They didn't last turn. It does feel like they have something though, so I would, you know, hope that they like Violent Outburst or something. No. What do they have? Like, they're playing so carefully. Yeah, we also couldn't hardcast the Solitude. Another very, very close game. Okay, 3-2 this league. Let's run it back. We may do like one more league after that with an updated sideboard, but I'm still chewing on the sideboard. Can't you Commandeer your own binding?